What is up, guys? Faces Gaming here. Welcome back to another tier list video. Last time we did tier list video, which at the time of you guys watching this is Sunday, I posted that Tekken video on Friday. We talked about Tekken. This time we're gonna be updating our Fortnite tier list up to Chapter 4 Season 3. There's a lot I have to talk about with that particular season, but before that we have to get through all the other seasons first. So you know how tier lists work. Top is good, bottom is bad, or bottom is good, top is bad. You never know. It depends on how you do your tier list. But my tier list is top is good, bottom is bad. So let's start with the seasons I didn't play with. Season 1 of Chapter 1, didn't play that, obviously. Season 2 of Chapter 1, didn't play that, obviously. Season 3 didn't play that, and Season 5 I didn't play that. So those seasons are done. Now we have all the rest of these seasons to talk about, and I have a lot. I have some updated opinions on some of them, and others, nothing has really changed. So let's get started with Chapter 1, Season 10. Now this season is I've been looking back fondly on Season 10. Really, this season could have been better. In my opinion, it could have been better if the mechs were balanced properly. And we had a little bit more mobility besides like the drift boards. If we had the ATKs, or if we had some other form of mobility. For a time we still had Neo Tilted and Mega Mall. We had Slipstreams for a time, but then those got removed. But then those two POIs got removed, and we had no POIs. We had no POIs that had some really good movement. Well, that is until the Batman. That is until the Batman mythic. That is until Batman's grapple gun dropped, and then we had one of the best movement items at the time. That is, at the time. So where do I put Season 10? Now, I was playing a lot of Team Rumble at this point. I was really playing like solos. I really stopped caring. I didn't really play that many solos in Season 10. I'm gonna put Season 10 in C tier. Normally, I know many people would put it down here, considering this to be like the worst season of Chapter 1. And while it wasn't a very good season, I don't think it was a terrible season. It was just kind of there. Yeah, that's how I felt about Season 10. Alright, Chapter 1, Season 2, B tier. It was the first season of Chapter 2. It started out strong, which is going to be a trend for the first seasons of Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. It started off strong, and then it nosedived. Like, the reason why this season kind of suffered because it ran too long, but it wasn't its fault due to the upcoming pandemic that we didn't know about at the time. But some people knew of, but other people didn't. It was just a mess. But we had a lot of good things. We had Fortnite Mirrors. We had the first ever Winterfest, which is a fan favorite. So Season 1, while Chapter 2 Season 1 had a strong start, but got boring really quickly, it was a pretty decent season though. It wasn't bad, but it just overstayed its welcome. Now, you could argue the same thing with Chapter 2 Season 2. You could put it right here too. It overstayed its welcome as well. But the thing between Season 2 and Season 1, Season 2 had a little bit more going for it. We had a couple new POIs in the Agency, the Shark, and the Rig, just to name a few. Then we had the introduction of mythic items. We had the mythic drum gun, the mythic AK, mythic boombo, mythic scar, and all that. Yeah, Season 2 had a lot of things going for it. And again, it sucked because this season also ran longer than expected, because when Season 2 came out, we had just started lockdown too. We were just about to go into lockdown. And then Season 2 ran. Then Season 2 was at the height of the pandemic and whatnot. So, yeah, for me, it's an A tier season. It still will always be A tier. Really good season. Plus, we had Travis Scott. We had the Travis Scott concert, which was a really good concert. It was our second concert after the Marshmallow concert back in Season 7. Shush up. Who told you to talk about concert? Phones these days. Alright, Chapter 2 Season 3. I'm going to put it in B tier alongside Chapter 1 Season 2. Same idea, same problems here. It started off strong with the strongest part was when, the map was flooded and we could ride sharks get on the map. But then we got Cars, and Cars was the Cars update was really good. But before Cars got nerfed, Cars were overpowered. You could literally, it didn't matter if you were at 200 health, you were getting literally one shot. Now, back in the day, if you got hit by a car, you would get flown up in the air and then die to fall damage. Nowadays, that doesn't really happen. You get hit by a car, you land, you were fine. But when cars first came out, they were overpowered. I won many games of Season 3 just driving in a car. And that was, I ain't gonna lie, that was a lot of fun. But overall, the season was kind of mad. We had we had like a few good POIs. We had the Fortilla, we had the Authority, we had Caddy Corner, Coral Castle, which was underwhelming. The Fortilla, the Rickety Rig. I forgot about Rickety Rig. But yeah, Season 3 sits in B tier. It's not bad. It wasn't a very good season, but it wasn't a horrible season. It was kind of just middle of the road. Alright, Chapter 4, Chapter 2, Season 4. It's going in S+ tier. I will hear nothing of it. I don't care. You can argue with me if you want to. I will not listen. This is one of the greatest seasons of Chapter 4, of Chapter 2. It was Marvel themed, and my Marvel bias is definitely showing, but I do not care. This was a great season. Had a ton of Marvel skins, Marvel POIs, and Doom's Domain and Stark Industries. Then we had a ton of Marvel mythics like Groot's Ball, Silver Surfer's Surfboard, Wolverine's Claws, Iron Man's Repulsors, and all that. Then we had Galactus, one of the greatest villains in the Marvel universe, come to the island and then basically try to eat us. Nah, we're good. But yeah, the event was cool. A lot of people didn't like the event, but I did though. Because again, I'm a Marvel fanboy. I'm a Marvel fan. That a Marvel fan sounds little. So yeah, I think really highly of this season, and I don't care that my Marvel bias is showing. I do not care. Okay, Chapter 2, Season 5. For me, Chapter 2, Season 5. This one is always hard to read because some days I think it's this, some days I think it's this. But today I want to be a little bit more fair. I think it's on the same level as Chapter 1, as Season 1 and Season 3. Kind of fitting how the odd numbers are kind of fit in here. You'd think Chapter 2, Season 7 to go here. Well, the problem with Chapter 2, Season 5 is just that it was just so boring, man. It was so boring, but it wasn't a terrible season. We had some good things come to the game. We had a few new weapons. We had the Dragon's Breath shotgun. We had Mandalorian's sniper rifle, Mandalorian's jetpack, the lever action shotgun, lever action rifle, which took some work getting used to. We had Mando's bounty, which wasn't as good as Wick's bounty, which we'll talk about later. Then we had a ton of collabs. We had a ton of collabs in the item shop. We had Ryu and Chun-Li from freaking Street Fighter. We got Ryu holding a Glock. Yeah, you heard what I said. We got Ryu holding a Glock. I swear. The funniest thing that came from Season 5 were all the memes of Ryu holding a gun. That was a great time to be alive. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually pretty cool. But Season 5 was a middle of the road season. The collabs are kind of what kept this season afloat. Not gonna lie. But in terms of the story, this was a good season in terms of the story. I'll say that much. Same thing can be said for this season here. In terms of the story, is right here. In terms of like how the story played out, it was right here. In terms of the story, it was right here. Nothing really happened with like Jonesy and whatnot. I mean, nothing really happened. But in terms of like just overall, in terms of just like the overall gameplay though, this is one of the worst seasons we had so far. I'm not gonna lie. This is the worst season of Chapter 2. I'm not gonna lie. This is really not that good of a season. I cannot deny it. Like, there were so many good ideas, but they all just flopped because a lot of people just were not interested. And, like, you know, the makeshift rifles, the makeshift weapons were terrible on purpose, just so that it could encourage you to go scavenge parts, but nobody wanted to go scavenge parts. People just wanted to grab their ARs, grab their shotguns, grab their SMGs or utility items, grab their heals, and then go fight. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't want to land, find bones or mechanical parts, craft the guns that they want, and then go fight. That took up too much time. And by the time you got all set up, half the lobby had already died. Yep, Season 6 had a lot of good ideas, but they just kind of flopped. The bows were a good idea, though. Got the Stink Bow, the Kaboom Bow, the Shockwave Bow. Yeah. We also had the Impossible Escape LTM, which was a good LTM. But other than that, Season 6 didn't have a lot going for it. Season 6 is right here at F tier. I apologize to all the Season 6 lovers out there, but it just wasn't that good. Story-wise, yeah. Gameplay-wise, no. Okay, Chapter 1, Season 4. Let's go back to Chapter... We're going back to Chapter 1 for a bit. Or we're going to finish off Chapter 1, rather, I should say. Chapter 1, Season 4. This is where me and a lot of players started. Now, most OGs started with Season 1, Season 2, or Season 3. Some started in Season 5. Heck, you probably could have started in Season 6, 7, 8, Chapter 2, or heck, maybe even Chapter 4, Season 1 is your first ever season. You missed out on Chapter 3 and 2. Who knows? But for me, it's Chapter 1, Season 4 is where I got my start. I wasn't very good back then. I don't consider myself to be very good now. Probably because, I spend most of my time in Zero Build, where I'm pretty good at Zero Build, but we'll talk about that later. Where would I put Season 4? Season 4 was a really good season, though. A really good season, but the amount I played, the Thanos event and whatnot, was really good. I'm giving it an A. I'm still gonna put it in A. It's always been A. I don't think I could put it anywhere else other than A tier. No, that's not my first game. That's not my first season bias, so that's just how I truly feel. Chapter 1, Season 6. I'm gonna put it a lot. To me, it's on the same level as Season 10. I'm giving it C tier. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't as good as it could have been. The six shooter is still garbage. It's probably one of the worst weapons we've had. Aside from all the crossbows are terrible. But the 6 shooter somehow managed to be worse. I'm not gonna lie. It's unfortunate. But to Season 6's benefit, we did have the butterfly. We had the butterfly event. We had Fortnite, so that kind of bumps it up a bit to B tier. It would be here normally, but Fortnite and the butterfly event, which were both good events, bumps it up to B tier. At least B tier. It wasn't a perfect season. It wasn't a bad season, but just didn't have a lot going for it. Chapter 1, Season 7, on the other hand, I could put that in A tier all day. And again, I was mostly playing Disco Domination here anyway. Mostly playing solos and Team Rumble here, solos and Team Rumble here, solos and Team Rumble here. But here, mostly Team Rumble. Got my first solo win ever in Fortnite Season 7. I think it was a 9-kill solo. I spent most of my time just in a plane and in vehicles, and it was time to fight. I still didn't know how to build because I was still learning here. But by here, I had a good idea of how to build. Just wasn't very good at it though, but I still managed. Yeah, Season 7 for me, great season. We had the first ever. We had my first ever Christmas event here, where I got to grind 14 days of gifts and stuff in Fortnite. I got sick. I caught strep throat. I caught strep throat during this event. It was terrible. I got sick. I caught strep throat on Christmas. I caught strep throat on Christmas. I'll never forget that. But Season 7 was a good season. I missed out on the event, the Marshmallow concert. But I did come back to take part in the overtime challenges where you could get the Season 8 Battle Pass for free. And speaking of Season 8, let's go on right here in next tier. First battle pass bias aside, this season, I look back on Season 8 very fondly. This is spring 2019. This was a good time right here. This is my first battle pass to grind. Season was just good, man. There was a lot of good ideas going into the season. We had the volcano event. We had the volcano, which became one of my favorite POIs to land at, aside from like shifty shafts and whatnot. Yeah, man. And then we had like a ton of cool events. We had Floors Lava. We had Air Royale. We had the in-game event. Gosh, like so many good things came from Season 8, though. So many good things came from Season 8. I love Season 8. We got some bangers, and we got some bangers in the music track department. Now, yes, music packs were introduced in Season 6, but Season 8 got some bangers. Choral Chorus is a banger of a music track. And that's about it. That's really it. Alright, Chapter 1, Season 9, S tier plus. S plus tier, baby. This is still by far this is my opinion, this is the best season of Chapter 9. Chapter 9, I wish. The best season of Chapter 1. And the best overall summer season that we've had in Fortnite, period. No summer season after Chapter 1, Season 9 has even come close. Not one. We had Season 9 had a ton of items, we had a ton of mobility, a ton of different weapons to use. We had the introduction of chug splashes. I believe, yeah, we had the introduction of chug splashes. We had the Robot vs. Monster event, 14 Days of Summer. Every day there was a new LTM, a new vaulted item. We got to beat a rubber duck across the map. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We got to beat a rubber duck across the map. Oh man. But yeah, Season 9, the summer event for Season 9 was really good. Plus, Season 9, I had over 30 confirmed wins in this season. 30 confirmed wins. 30. The most out of any season. I think for Season 4, it's like 24. Or Season 1, I think it was like 16. But 30 wins overall in Chapter 1, Season 9. Jesus Christ, I was killing it. Most of it came from squads, a few came from solos, but, you know. Alright, Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 7. How do I feel about this season here? Well, overall, it was a good season, though. It wasn't the best summer season, but it was a good season overall. Battle Pass was a bit of a letdown. We had Rick and Morty. We had Rick from Rick and Morty, but I never watched that show. Never really cared about that show. So the Battle Pass alone would bring it down, but the overall story of the season was good. Was really good. So A tier season. Again, just with the Battle Pass better. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Season 8 will join Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Season 7 in the A tier. This was another great season. People sleep on the season. Yes, I know, I understand the map didn't change a lot at the beginning of the season, but I didn't really care. I did not really care. Plus, we had the Sideways, which also brought no building. You couldn't build. You had zero gravity, and you could farm. Monster parts to your heart's content. There, you could come in. You could go in with nothing. Come out with a mythic cube rifle or a mythic cube minigun. And if you had a mythic minigun, you could shred people with that thing. It was so good. Also, this season didn't start out very good. It was super sweaty because arena points didn't reset. But when arena points reset, everything went kind of back to normal. Plus, the Battle Pass is also pretty good. The Battle Pass was an improvement from this one. Season 6 had a good Battle Pass. Season 5 Battle Pass wasn't that good. Season 4 was good. 3's was okay. 2's was good. 1 was kind of But you get it. If we were talking about Battle Passes alone, I think some of these seasons would flip. It's possible right now. Okay, we are officially done with Chapter 2. Moving on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 Season 1 is going to fall into the same spot as Chapter 1 Season. Chapter 2 Season 1 is going to go right here. It had a strong start, but then nosed up at the end. Spider-Man could not save it. Could not really, Spider-Man hard carried. You guys say the Foundation carried too, but Spider-Man hard carried. We had his mythic web shooters. We had storms in the form of a tornado. We had a thunderstorm, which gave you a speed boost if you got struck by lightning. The tornado offered a great chance for some mobility on the map that we sorely needed. But yeah, I still think it's a B tier season. It started strong, didn't finish it strong. Chapter 3 Season 2, I'm also going to put in A tier because it introduced us to Zero Build after we had got a taste of it both in Chapter 1 Season 10 and Chapter 2 Season 8. Zero Build literally, I would say, saved Fortnite because a lot of people were leaving because build players were getting the build skill ceiling is continuing to rise, and if you just started off in Fortnite, you're trying to get into building, you have a lot of things to catch up on. So we got introduction of Zero Build, which no building, you rely on your skills, your movement, and your positioning. That's about it. Me, I love Zero Build. It's like playing Call of Duty. Because I come from a Call of Duty background, I had no trouble. I had no problems getting into Zero Build. In fact, I prefer Zero Build to build. Don't get me wrong. I still play Team Rumble. I'm still not that shabby at building. I still know how to build properly and whatnot. However, I just prefer not to build when it comes to Battle Royale. I love to just get in, I love to get in and just fight. Positioning and all that. Zero Build aim is king. Battle Pass was okay. Battle Pass was okay. Doctor Strange and Prowler carried. I'm not gonna lie. We also had the introduction of tanks. People didn't like the tanks, but there was an obvious counter with the anvil launcher. We also had the blimps, but when the blimps went down, when all the blimps on the map went down, we only had one, and all the mobility that was there. We had a ton of mobility at the start of the season, but then the mobility took a nosedive with all the destruction of the blimps. You get the idea. But all along, I still think it's a pretty good season. I still think this is a pretty good season. Chapter 2, Season 2 is an A rate. Let's move on. Okay, Chapter 3, Season 3. I've said this before. I've said this again. This is a C tier. This is a lackluster season. The reality saplings could not save the season. This season was so unbelievably boring, and it sucks because it has one of the best. It has one of the best music tracks. Long Ride Home is a banger. It's a banger of a track. Put that on and just vibe. Okay. We got choral chorus, of course, but Long Ride Home is a banger. But yeah, overall this season was boring. Another lackluster summer season. Battle Pass wasn't too terrible. It was carried by Darth Vader, mind you. We finally got that Darth Vader skin we have been wanting for so long. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Alright, Chapter 3, Season 4, the last season of Chapter 3, which we didn't know was the last season. We thought we were going to get like maybe 10 seasons or something like that. Or maybe 8, but no, it's 4. This season had way more mobility than any other season up to this point. It had way more mobility. Way more. Oh, also in Season 3, we also got the ability to ride boars and wolves and whatnot, but yeah. That alone still couldn't help. Say that season, but Season 4 we had deploy balloons, sort of like Warzone. How Warzone has like redeploy balloons that you can use to fly around the map. We had those, but each of those balloons had vaults you needed 2 keys for. You grab the keys. Or we also had the introduction of lock chests in the Season 2. You got 2 keys, go to a vault. You have a ton of loot there. For me, Season 4 was a good season specifically for movement. Story-wise, we had no idea where it was going. But story-wise, had no idea where it was going. But gameplay-wise, it wasn't too shabby. The chrome weapons were pretty good. I didn't like them at first, but once I started learning how to utilize them, oh my god, I loved the chrome burst rifle. Good lord, that gun. Get that thing up to mythic, Jesus. So where am I gonna put it? I don't remember where I put it last time. But I look back very fondly on Chapter 3, Season 4. It was a pretty good season in my opinion. The only thing that lets it down is the Fortnite event was kind of lame, kind of lackluster. So there was that. But overall, the season was pretty good. The end event, the end of season event was also pretty lame. Trying to figure out where to put it. Do I put it in A? It's good enough to be an A, but those two things bring it down to B. I'll compromise with B. But at the same time, man, I really did enjoy this season. Yeah, I'll compromise with B. I'll compromise with B. It was good. It had good moments. It had bad moments, but both of them kind of leveled out in between. But those chrome weapons, man, those chrome weapons was good. Plus we had like the chrome splashes. Oh man, I so want to put it here, but I think B tier is just fine. Alright, here we go. Chapter 3. Here we go. Chapter 4. Moving into Chapter 4. Last time I did this was when Chapter 4 Season 2 was out. I didn't have a lot to say about it. A long time has passed. A lot of time has passed. Let's see how much I think about Chapter 4 so far. Chapter 4 Season 1, I'm going to put it right in the same spot as Chapter 3 Season 1 and Chapter 2 Season 1. Say it with me now. Strong start, slow finish. But is what I would say if this season didn't have like some pretty good stuff. So I'll put Season 1 in the A tier though. The reason why I'm putting Chapter 4 Season 1 in A tier is because, well, we had Doom guy in the Battle Pass. We had 2 new Dragon Ball skins added after the Dragon Ball skins dropped in this season. Well, I guess that alone could put that up to B tier. Yep. I just thought about it. We had Dragon Ball. We had the Dragon Ball event, so that brought it up to B tier. We had Naruto in this season here. We had Goku. We had Gohan and Piccolo from the superhero movie. We had the My Hero skins and whatnot. So we had the Dragon Ball Mythics and the My Hero Mythics in the game at the same time. Crazy time to beat. Crazy time. We also had the Shockwave Hammer, the Excalibur Rifle. We had a ton of new guns. We had a ton of new weapons. What else? We had two mini events. I think, or was it two or was it one? We had Winterfest. We had a mini event in the Cold-Blooded event. We had Winterfest combat, which I think was better than Chapter 3 Season 1, I believe. Cause yeah, we also had Winterfest here, but wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't as good as this one. I think this one was the best one. I think this one was pretty good though. But then again, though, we had weapons. We had like new weapons and stuff added here, unvaulted every day here. Yeah, I'm sticking with it though. Chapter 4 Season 1 was an A tier season. I did enjoy it. I did have my time. I enjoyed my time. Getting the full people with the Kamehameha is a great time. Chapter 4 Season 2 was I don't really have much to say about the season. It was kind of just there. We had the kinetic sword. We had Mega City Drop. We had the Havoc shotgun. We had the Havoc pump shotgun. Havoc AR. There's not much I remember about season. In terms of the battle pass. Dang, I don't even remember. Dang! I don't even remember who was in the battle pass. Dang! It's crazy. I guess I could put season 2 in B tier, I guess. I could put it in B tier. It wasn't that good, in my opinion. It was kind of middle of the road, actually, to be honest. Kind of middle of the road, not gonna lie. And so far, I do think Chapter 1, Season 1 was the best of Chapter 4 so far. And Chapter 2 Season 2 didn't leave me with a good... I don't even remember. That's crazy. I'll have to go and look and see what skins we have. Okay, Season 3, I'm already telling you right now, I had no feelings for this season whatsoever. No feelings. I didn't even know if I wanted to play it. That's just how boring it kind of was. Kind of a pretty boring season. Summer event was laughable. Summer event was laughable. Nothing much more needs to be said than that. Season 3, I don't know. I just don't feel nothing with Season 3. That's about it. Yeah, we're done. So this is my updated Fortnite tier list. As you can see, I did move. Like, some seasons didn't move. Some seasons moved up maybe 1 or 2 spots. Some seasons didn't change at all. So yeah, that's how I feel about Fortnite so far. Alright, so this will be the last tier list I do for a while. I was going to do a Call of Duty tier list, but I'm going to wait till Modern Warfare 3 comes out next year to fully update it. And plus Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2 comes out, so I'll probably wait till after Season 5. I'll probably wait till after Season 5, probably. So, yeah. See you guys in the next video, which will probably be a gameplay commentary, which will probably come out on Monday. Yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace!